conference muted now, and just a few updates, guys, things that are going on. There was an executive decision made basically Tuesday that they are going to integrate basically almost everything from World Orem directly into Karatbars.com. In other words, World Orem basically is going to have one function and one function only, and it's all going to be behind the scenes, and that is gold acquisition. They're going to just focus on acquiring new and better and more inexpensive sources of gold to feed into our refinery, to feed into the Karatbars nation all over the world. So Karatbars.com is going to encapsulate basically everything, from the merchants to being able to buy products and services. Everything is streamlined all into one site. I think that's a fantastic move. I think that will decrease any potential confusion with two different websites, and it's going to streamline everything through the main Karatbars.com website, which is going to be going live here in the next few days. Many of you have already discovered and have enjoyed. KBSuccessUniversity.com is launched. It's launched, actually it's been launched for a little over a week now. The deadline and the target date was January 15th. Well, it's already launched. It's not fully functional, but it's launched. There's some great stuff in there. I see a lot of Karatbars Nation's members are in there. We've got like a chat room in there. There's a lot of discussion going on there among the members as they're watching training movies. If you haven't gone there yet, you need to. And that's KBSuccessUniversity.com. Have a couple other updates here. Let me see. Got the incentive packages are going to be launched in about 2 to 3 weeks through Karatbars.com. It's all going to be total tallies from the inception when you first got involved with the opportunity. The total grams sold throughout your organization is going to be tallied, and they're going to reward people for selling gold. And the more you sell, the more incentives you earn, starting with a gold-plated cell phone. It's an iPhone, and the top prize is a €300,000 home built anywhere you want in the world. So everything in between, cars, trips, it's going to be just fantastic to further recognize and reward people that are moving product from the manufacturer to the consumer. What else do we have here? I guess that's it for now. I'm going to pause and take questions. Anyone has a question, press 5 star. I see Sheldon, you've got a question. You're unmuted. Go ahead and fire away, Sheldon. Sheldon, you had your hand raised. I've got you unmuted.
Joe, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Well, I was just going to give a suggestion to Joe Shoop when all the problems were happening. I don't have a particular question. I raised that ages ago.
You raised what ages ago?
My hand.
Your hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got in late, so I didn't know that. I didn't know about
it. Okay, so I'm good.
Everything has worked perfectly since I tapped into the phone, and I know we have a lot of people that did bug out, thought that the call was not going to take place or was having a problem. But anyway, it's all my fault. I accept 100% responsibility. So being on time is a pet peeve of mine, and I fell short of the mark today, and all I can do is ask for everyone's forgiveness. So any other questions before we move on here? 5 star. 5 stars, what you want to press to... There's Randy. I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead, Randy. You're unmuted. Fire away.
This is Awad, Joe. The website, the one you mentioned about the Success University again, is a little bit different from the one I got from Boomer yesterday. He said Karat University, Karatbaruniversity.com. They're both the same website?
They're both the same. They have several URLs and domain names. They all go to the same place.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, any other questions before we move on? I don't see any 5 stars, which you need to press.
Hey, Joe, this is... thanks for fixing that little problem we had, and my apologies as well, because unbelievably, as well, you're having a problem. I was having a problem getting in. And so anyway, but Joe, listen, I was talking about the other day we did a 3-way with a pretty intelligent guy in the financial world from Hawaii, and one of my buddies, Sofa, had brought him to the call, and you did a great job with that. And I learned a number of things on that call myself, just being there as the introductee. So anyway, thank you, appreciate it, and it was a great call. Thank you.
Well, why don't we talk about that a little bit? Because
okay.
I know going forward, one of the main trainings on KB Success University is going to be on approaching small to medium-sized businesses with Karatbars at a couple different levels. The first is as an alternative to their private retirement plans for their employees. And, Joe, we talked about that. You're trying to remember his name.
Sofa. Yeah.
Sofa, the guy that was asking all the questions, wasn't Sofa. It was Sylvester, that's right. Sylvester works as a financial services professional, and they have clients that are businessmen and women, and he was intrigued by that. And not only can we offer Karatbars to their employees as an alternative to their private retirement plan, but I think he also sold insurance, many different types of insurance. And you know, when we suggested the fact that people insure their homes and their lives and their automobiles, but how many people insure their wealth, insure their portfolio, and that's what Karatbars does. And he immediately got that, understood that, and I could just see that the light bulb go on in his head, and so we talked about that a little bit. But when you learn the proper technique and vocabulary to sit down with a small to medium-sized business owner and present this properly, I mean, one account, let's just throw a hypothetical. One account, you say maybe they have 100 employees, and maybe 20% of them do a Karatbars account. That's 20 new accounts, guys. From one business appointment turns into 20 accounts. And, you know, say they have 1,000 employees, and 20%, 200 new accounts from one stop. And then you've got the possibility from our new system being able to produce branded, customized Karatbars for any business with their artwork on it, and have that be fully commissionable to you and for the global bonus pools and the entire system. You know, what you saw and see in your back office with the for instance, the licensing that we have with the Vatican, and we did the first iteration of our gift card is the Pope card. You're going to see more gift cards coming out very soon. You're going to see gift cards coming out where we have licensing agreements with countries, with their flag on it, with their president on it, with an American flag, and then you've got, and this is really crazy because the following these entities have are what we call fanatics, or also fans, sports teams. Can you imagine an Alabama Crimson Tide Karatbar right after the national championship to commemorate the national championship? Someone's going to get that account. I personally know of someone that's going to be approaching them in the next few days about this very idea. You know, here in Ohio, there are a lot of fanatics or fans for Ohio State University Buckeye football team. And then if that's not enough, what about professional sports? The NFL, the NBA, and then the greatest, biggest, most universal sport in the world is what, Joe? Soccer. There's soccer fanatics.
Sorry, Joe, I was muted. Soccer, Joe.
Absolutely.
So
all over the world. You know, as big as NFL football is here in the United States, they don't play football in most other countries. The football they play is with a round ball. Soccer is 10 times or maybe even more. Maybe I'm under exaggerating. As big as American football is. So I'm telling you, this is in the radar screen of what's going on. And all I can tell you guys is the possibilities are endless. I can also tell you, I can't give you any details, but I just had a conversation this morning that put me behind also. There are network marketing companies talking to us about doing branded Karatbars for their company to offer as a product for their auto ship. And I can tell you, the ones that we're speaking with, they have other products, but they are more excited about the Karatbar because, and these are their words, not mine or not ours, your product has sizzle. Ours do not. Everyone wants gold. Even Indians in the Amazon jungle want gold. Even pretty much cave dwellers want. Everyone wants gold. Everyone knows and everybody wants. But with a lot of nutritional products, for instance, it takes some education. With a lot of electronic gizmos and gadgets, it takes some education. But one thing gold has, and that's universal appeal, and the possibilities are endless with that. And there's also some talk, and it's just talk, it's still on the drawing board, of companies doing their pay with Karatbars, integrating their payment systems into our system, where you can actually take your pay in Karatbars, which is a simple click and exchange. That's all it is. It's very easy to do. So there's just lots of different things that are going to be coming to fruition in the near future. So having said all that, I'm going to pause for questions. If you have any questions, press 5-star, and we'll entertain any questions that anyone may have. 5-star.
It's Joe again, and I just, you can hear me, right? I think I'm on mute.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. I just want you to know, again, I am on the road, and I was in and out, so but I don't have a question. I just wanted to let you know that in case there is too much noise here. Let me know. I'm driving, so.
Okay. Well, I can mute. We've got everything under control. But Tom Richardson's got a question. You're unmuted. Fire away, Tom.
Joe, good morning.
Good morning.
I have a couple of guests that are on this evening or this morning, and they're Tony and Camelia Torella from Cumberland, Wisconsin. They are my guests. And also I have a question about the Karatbars Success University. I'm on the page where it says log in and register for an account, only $19.95 a month.
That doesn't go live until the 15th.
But but I tried registering, and it kicks out the username and the password the same as our KB Gold usernames and ID.
I'm assuming they will be, but you can't register now.
Okay, all right. So it's
that part won't go live until the 15th.
Okay, I got that cleared up anyhow. Okay.
Okay, but yeah, this is.
Hey, by the way, Joe, just to reiterate again, Tom also had the same guest, and hi, Tony. Along with the other day, we had a wonderful conversation with them, and again, it's about doing business. It's about being active. It's about looking for the interested party, and that's what that's what they did. It was a great conversation. We had a really good time with that. Thanks.
Yeah, Karatbars Success University is basically the one-stop shop. After you register a new person, just send them here. That's all you get. Send them here. The system will completely and totally train. If you go there, if you're on your computer, go to kbsuccessuniversity.com or karatbarsuniversity.com, either one. For instance, if you'll mouse over the training tab at the top, you'll see training homepage. phase 1, phase 2, these are like in college. You took a 100 level course, a 200 level course, a 300 level course, and then a 400. That's exactly what this is going to be. Then under the top producers tab, training on how to present one-on-one, how you can sit down with someone and present the concept to them, the proper technique, the vocabulary, what to say, what not to say, so on and so forth. But most importantly, in my view, and very exciting, is the small business, how to approach and present to a small to medium-sized business owner. And below that, agents and advisors. This is for, like, 1099 independent contractor, insurance agents, real estate brokers, people of that nature that are polished professionals possibly, but more importantly, comfortable and familiar with working as a 1099 independent contractor. That will be training for that. And then, of course, fundraising. You can sit down with the board at a church or the pastor of a church, or go to a school district and sit down with their booster club or their board and present this concept as a fundraising vehicle, and even possibly with some branded Karatbars. So there's just lots of very, very good things, and you can literally major in any one of those fields of study. You know, you might be interested, you know, for instance, Joe Shoop. Joe Shoop is an accredited major on one-on-one and being able to even do very, very well with a cold market. He can buy lists of names that he doesn't have a clue who these people are and build a tremendous successful business. That's one of his areas of expertise, and they'll be training on doing things like that. Other people aren't comfortable with that. Other people are more comfortable with a warm market, people they know and meet. Others are wanting to take the business-to-business approach, which you'll be able to do. All these fields of study are all going to be addressed there. And then, of course, under the Karatbars TV, go ahead and click on Karatbars TV, and you'll see our streaming television network that runs 24/7, 365. Right now, there's only one live channel, and if you could, please just pause the video because it's going to run, and it's a television channel, and all it's right now is it's wired into channel 1, and channel 1 is all training and inspirational and educational videos, just one after another after another. I was on there at 7 a.m. this morning and watched it for 2 hours before I clicked out of it. So this is also the portal that we're going to be doing presentations in the future. I don't know, Joe Shoop, if you're wanting to do it, but I certainly am going to integrate our Monday conference call and our Saturday training into the television network. We're going to do it on TV instead of on a webinar format. And the presenters will have a code where you can go in there and put your content in there and do a presentation on Karatbars Television Network. And
we need to talk about that and get together with it so I can understand the format here. Bill Peters asked me yesterday if we were going to continue the Breakfast Club in this format, and so I want to talk to you about that, Joe, and what is the best route for us to go with that.
Well, I'm assuming
we'll talk about that. You and I can get them.
Yeah, we can talk privately about that. But, I think having and I certainly do understand that, Joe, you've built the Breakfast Club brand over years. Way before Karatbars came into town, the Breakfast Club existed, and you've basically integrated part of your Karatbars talk show into the Breakfast Club situation. So you may want to continue that brand, and you may not. We'll talk about that. But guys, we've got a one-stop shop here. And I'll tell you the most important thing in our view that this is going to do. You just go Google KB or KB Vision or Karatbars, and you'll see there's things that are good and compliant, and then there's what we call wild hares out there, just doing outrageous stuff, saying outrageous stuff, doing outrageous things, and that goes with the territory. But with this, everything is at one place. Everything is compliant. Everything is company-owned. And everything is true, factual, and accurate. So this is going to eliminate all the other stuff, because if people go anywhere else, you do so at your own risk. You go here, you're going to get good, factual, accurate information and powerful training. So again, we can pause.
I wanted to. Yep. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we can pause at this point and take questions.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let me just make this comment. We talked the other day to Sophie's friends, and you're talking about small business, and I just want to remind, there are a number of people. I know Tom Richardson is very interested in the small business owner and so on. I just wanted to say this. Especially in my group, that I've talked to many people about the cold market and how to approach it. Walking into a small business is cold market. I mean, simple as that. You don't know them, or maybe you do know some of them, but if you're going to approach small businesses, the format is still the same, Joe. It is still, the introduction, the reason I'm here, what I'd like you to do, and let's set an appointment and see if we're on the same page. Tie it down. That's the format for that. So all it has to be done is create the language that says, is the manager here, is the owner here, and so on. Introduce yourself and tell them the reason you're there. And creating that reason is the entrance into the front door. And, we've done that in other companies and established many businesses like that in our arena, in the home business arena, where people continue to purchase product and services through that format. So, for those that want to learn that, it's not that hard to do. If you want to do that, it's not that hard. You just have to follow the format, follow the techniques, learn what it is, the reason that you showed up at their business. The reason I came by is, and I've always used the standard, is that our company has moved into international venue. And here in my town, I'm expanding our business here. And I would like to speak to you about the possibilities, because we're targeting businesses just like yours. And that's how you get your appointment. It's a 1 minute or 45-second reason I'm here, and right there establish whether you have to come back with an appointment time, or maybe they had available time for 15 minutes and having your computer with you to go sit and listen to and show them that, information. So I just want to say that, Joe. It's not that difficult. There are people who don't want to do that, but
we have a lot of people that may not have the confidence to step into a business and try to get through a gatekeeper, and
sure. Absolutely.
It can bruise and bloody you up pretty bad, and it's not for the thin-skinned, and let's make no mistake about it. However, you need to be in tune and in touch with your own personal why. Why do you have a Karatbars account? What is it that drew you to this plan? What is your why? Why are you doing this? Some people, they just are looking at Karatbars as a hedge against inflation. They're looking at Karatbars, as we talked yesterday on our call with your people, as insurance for their finances, financial insurance. That's what Karatbars create, and a lot of people really understand that and appreciate that and will engage. Others want to build a network of affiliates and create some leverage. J. Paul Getty said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own, and rightfully so. When you create leverage, you expand your income possibilities, and as I explained it yesterday, I had, and I didn't just have one conversation, I probably had 3 yesterday with sales professionals in the financial services industry at some level. And I didn't talk to them as I would a networker. I talked to them as I would a realtor or an insurance agent. Just like yesterday, Joe, I told him, I said, look, you can This is very, very similar business model than it is with a real estate company or the insurance industry. You can become a broker in real estate and work by yourself if you want to. Or you can become a real estate broker and interview and position agents underneath you, or you get a percentage of what they do, right? And he said, right. I said, with Karatbars, you can do the exact same thing. You can work by yourself, call on businesses, call on people, work by yourself and make a very nice income. Or you can do like Joe and I are doing, and that is interviewing and talking to people and establishing new locations. We love the challenge of creating a new distribution location, and that's creating an area and developing a new location that will enable the company to move product from the refinery to the consumer through that location. And the more you move, the more you get paid. It's as simple as that.
Hey, Joe, it's really funny that you bring up the broker, because take a look what happened in the last few days with Sofa and Tom Richardson, both of them, which are in my group, and, that's exactly the position I was in that day with those guys both calling me saying, I have somebody I'd like you to speak with, and think about that as me as the broker and having people there that are a source of distribution. That's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. And Joe, one of the things I wanted to say was, I have always struggled. I'm not afraid to admit this. I have always struggled from the first time I stepped into the home business arena way back in my Primerica days. I had a hard time establishing my why, my goal. And what I was taught in those days by an extremely wealthy man today, and he always taught me that goal had to be, one, stretchingly realistic, and number two, it had to have an emotional attachment to it. For instance, you can't just say, I want a new car. I mean, that's a nice goal to have. If that's been your big dream, to have your Ferrari, then that's certainly emotional. But to just have a new car because you need it, or you need money to pay off debt, that is certainly not a positive, and nor is it emotional. And one of the things that I wanted to offer today that has opened my eyes over the years is that, the economy being what it is, people losing homes as much as they are today. I have 4 friends in the last year and a half that lost their homes to foreclosure. 4 of them out across the country. People I've met in networking and, conventional businesses. One of the things that we face as we approach our retirement years, and being over 50, you have to be looking at that. And an interesting statistic shows that the average person, now I don't know if this is still true, but I used to teach this in one of our classes, is that the average person today has about $2,300 in savings after, expenses and so on. That's what they have, including their home, their assets, $2,300. Now, that may not be you. It may not be who we're talking to on here, but it certainly is some of us. So one of the things that would make an emotional goal for a lot of people is that, a lot of us lost retirement money in 401ks. I had a major investment go bad about maybe 6 years ago that has been very difficult to recover from, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And, it's bugged me for a long time how to reestablish that. And as hard as I worked to do it, the $250,000 in cash disappeared. And so one of the things is not just have the money, because that's not that emotional, sounds like it, but look out in the retirement years. What happens if you hit 70 and you are depending on Social Security and you don't have it? That becomes an emotional goal when you want to save money for that purpose. It's kind of like saving for your kids for college. That's emotional. Anyway, I wanted to throw that in, Joe, because it's really valuable. I struggled with it for a long time. I wanted more money, and it wasn't enough to have more money. Something had to be attached to that money to make it so that I was on a regular basis learning and educating myself and going forward to accomplish the goal. So I just thought I'd throw that in. Long way around it.
Great. Is Dr. Fran on this call? Dr. Fran, if you're on this call, please press 5-star. I don't see him on the list here, but you're going to be hearing that name, everybody. I'm going to tell you a story that is going to rock your world. There is a gentleman out there, and I'm not going to give you his last name, but he's a doctor, and his first name is Fran. He enrolled 17 days ago. In 17 days, he put, and I'm going to give you the actual note because I've been logging it because it's just blown my mind and it's inspired me. He put 11,369 points. He blew right through Gold Manager, and he's almost in the Director Code, and he did it in 17 days. And I'm going to give you the skill that he used to do it. And you can do it too. I don't care who you are. And those of you that were patient enough to wait through the technical difficulties and the noise and the static, you're going to get a skill today that if you'll put it into use, if you'll put it to use. In other words, if you'll pick up the phone and use this very simple skill, your business will explode. I'm not saying you're going to get 11,000 points in 17 days like he did, but you know what? You might do more. It just depends how many exposures. And we talk all the time on the Breakfast Club about you will get paid in direct accordance to the amount of exposures to this. And if you expose a multitude of people to the following skill, it's a license to print money. And if you have a pen or a pencil and paper, you better write this down. If you don't, you're throwing away a lot of money. I was blown. He was a week into it, and he's sitting at 5,000 or 6,000 points. What are you doing? And he said, I'm just calling everybody I can, and I'm asking them one question. And here's the question. And actually, I have it listed. If you can see it anytime you want to on the internet at Karatbarstv.com. Karatbarstv.com in the training camp tab, which this is the tab that we actually go to every Saturday morning for our training. But if you scroll down, scroll all the way down to where it says in big, bold letters, great phrases to strike an interest. Here is your $1 million question. Bill, Mary, how you doing? How's the wife? How's the kid? Hey, let me ask you a question. Would you rather have a bank account backed by FDIC insurance or backed 100% by gold? And just button it and let them think about it and reply. And I've joked around for months. Those of you that have been plugged into to within ear's distance of my trainings, I joke around. Anybody with enough financial intelligence to blow the fuzz off a peanut is going to say what? They're going to say, I'd rather have it backed by gold. A lot of people don't know this, but this is true. The FDIC corporation is a scam. It's a sham. They are insolvent. They can no more give people and insure their deposits than the man in the moon. That's a farce. And to prove that, you just Google failed banks in 2011, and you'll see how many hundreds failed. And did the depositors get their FDIC insurance, get their money? No! They did not. A lot of people don't know that. So that's why I've been telling people for a lot of months that if you have a bank account at a major international or national bank, get your money out of there and put it in a credit union. A credit union is totally different set of rules. They're not wired into the Rothschild banking cartel. They're not wired into the entire grid that can collapse. That people that have money in Bank of America and things like. I mean, they're very much at risk of losing their money. So, and I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there, but that question can make you a fortune. Would you rather have a bank account backed by FDIC insurance or backed 100% by gold? Bill or Mary, guess what they're... Yes.
I was going to say, let's go over that a little bit. Let's make an assumption here, and I don't know that you were on a call with any of that, but the question is phenomenal. It's a great question. So if someone says to you, yes, I'd rather have it backed by gold, I mean, I have a next step question that I would ask them, and I guess let me just put that out there. I don't know what he said, and I certainly would want to follow success as opposed to, but I always learn to ask a question this way for a close. Here's a lot of people, well, let me just say it, because this is, again, what the same fellow taught me. So if I could show you how to have that bank account backed by gold, 999.9 pure gold, is there any reason why you wouldn't want an account? The key to that, Joe, is not the information, but the question, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to have an account? So that has always been a great closing question for me, as opposed to, would you like to? That gets a yes or a no. Is there any reason why you wouldn't? Promotes an answer with detail. So it's a great way to close any reason why you wouldn't want to. And if they say, no, there's no reason, great, then let's get you started, because that's what I do. I help people register, and whatever he says, I don't know. That's the direction I would go. Without hearing what he said, I'd love to hear the rest of the conversation. Maybe we could have him on the call one day.
Yeah, well, we're going to definitely get him on, and we're gonna. I mean, this guy is tearing it up. But let's go over that again. Is there any reason why? What?
Why you wouldn't want to have an account with us? So in other words, the beginning is great, Frankie. So you would rather have one backed by gold as opposed to FDIC. Great. So if I could show you how to have an account that was fully backed by 999.9, or you don't have to say that, fully backed by gold, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to have one? Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to open one? So that's what I would say. That's how I would go to that. And they would say, well, there's no reason. That just closed them. They closed themselves.
Yeah. So if I could direct some information to you that would show you,
I would go into
show you how. Yeah. Would you be interested in taking a look, or how would you?
Yeah, I would say I would right there close them, Joe. With, is there any reason why you wouldn't? They say no. Say great. That is exactly what I do. I help people establish these accounts backed by gold, and here's how we can get started. They already closed themselves. I mean, it's tough to close. You know that. It's not easy to just say, so people are afraid of that. But if you could develop that and then say, so great, that's exactly what I do, and here's how I can get you established. Let's go ahead and get you a free account right now, and I'll show you how to start changing your fiat currency and start your bank account. That's what I would do. I love this question from this fellow.
It's so powerful, and what he's doing, and I started doing it 2 days ago. I said, well, if I could direct some information to you about this, would you be interested in taking a look? Yeah. Okay, go to KaratbarsTV.com. Go to KaratbarsTV.com and watch the top two videos. The first one's 1:47. Would you be able to take a minute of your time to see if this is a good fit for you? And if they watch that first 1:47, they will definitely watch the next one, which is a lot longer, and it's got all the details. And guys, I'm telling you, it works, but it won't work unless you pick up the phone or use it in public. It's better if you do it on the phone, because most of the time people are on the phone like I am right now and looking at my computer screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, I think the key is, and we're closing down here, but I think the real key is, and again, We say, if you would only pick up the phone and do it. And we know that. That has always been the challenge, is to can't manage the result, that only the activity. So if we can get the people active, and I think the biggest reason they don't, I've always been an advocate of this, which is why I run all the classes I do. People are afraid of the rejection. They're afraid of not having the answer. And
I think we lost Joe Shoop. Okay. All right, well, guys, what we're going to do is open the line for questions. Anybody has any questions? There's no host on the call. Oh, beautiful.
Joe, you still there? Can you hear me? Yeah, I guess I'm kicked off here, out of range or something. I don't know where I am.
Joe, I got kicked off. I don't know how.
I did too. I got kicked off too.
Okay.
But anyway,
all right. Well, hey, anybody have any questions? 5-star. Oh, here they come. Okay, Randy, you are unmuted. Fire away, my friend. I think you're unmuted. Yeah, you're unmuted. Go ahead, Randy.
Yeah, this is Awad again, Joe. Just to verify, the doctor you're talking about, his last name is Harris or Harrison?
No.
Does he goes by the Dr. Breakthrough nickname?
No.
Wait a minute. Awad, wait a minute. Let's not do that on this call.
Please don't do that on this call, Dr. Awad.
Yeah, you can talk to Joe about it, but not on an open call. We just really need to keep him anonymous at the moment until he comes on the call.
I know somebody personally named Frank, so it's for me.
Yeah,
I think
talk to Joe about it when we're done.
Okay.
Okay.
So, any other questions on there, Joe?
Don't see any.
All right. Well, why don't we just do this? It's at the top of the hour. Joe Norman, thanks for coming in and rescuing this call. I was unable to. I was actually pulling out my computer, starting to log in, getting it, and I have a Virgin Mobile thing where I can go anywhere, but I don't have it when I'm driving unless I pull over and do it. But anyway, you rescued it. Thank you so much, and thanks for those who stayed. And then for those, the reward was to get this little tip from Dr. Fran. And anyway, we need these conversations, and you're right, Joe. You just have to get active and be able to pick up the phone and do it. And going to the university is the way to do that. Understand and learn, but what you really have to learn is how to answer questions. But I don't mean about Karatbars. I'm talking about learning how to answer questions. Well, so much about Karatbars, but I mean you have to learn the techniques to know how to move a person forward to the information. That's the key. It's always been the key. So if you pay attention to that, you can have the activity and feel comfortable with it. So with that, Joe, this is thanks everybody for being here. For Joe Norman, this is Joe Shoop. Have a fun day today, and best of luck and skill with your business. Have a fun day. Thanks.